deep in the most remote jungles on Earth, two animals are absolute legends. You've got one that's basically a living tanka, walking fortress of muscle and horn that makes the ground shake. And then you have the other, a silent, patient predator, the world's heaviest and most powerful snake, master of the ambush. So what happens if these two forces of nature actually collide? Could the inescapable, crushing power of an anaconda really take down the charging force of a rhino? We're about to break down the science behind this wild mismatch. Then, we'll imagine a cinematic showdown to see how it might play out. Let's find out who would win in a battle between an anaconda and a rhino. First up, in one corner, we have the green anaconda. This isn't just any snake, it's the heaviest snake on the planet, you're talking. A creature of pure muscle that can top 20 feet long and weigh up to 550 pounds. The anaconda is a constrictor, which means its main weapon is its body. It ambushes its prey often from the water, latches on with backward-facing teeth, and then the squeeze begins. Its constriction is insane, exerting about 90 psi of pressure. To put that in perspective, that's more than enough to suffocate huge animals like caimans, deer, and even jaguars. And in the other corner is the armored juggernaut, the white rhino. This beast stands 6 feet tall at the shoulder and can weigh a mind-boggling 5,000 pounds or more. A rhino is built like a fortress. Its hide is up to 2 inches thick, acting like natural body armor. And of course, there's the horn. It's not bone, it's keratin, the same stuff as your fingernails, but packed so densely it becomes a lethal weapon. To top it all off, a rhino can charge at 34 miles per hour. That's a 5,000-pound battering ram that's almost impossible to stop. Okay, so science time. How would this fight actually go down? Let's start with the anaconda's game plan. Its first move has to be a bite to get a grip. But there's a problem. A rhino's skin is incredibly thick and tough. It's honestly doubtful the snake's teeth could get a solid hold to even start its main attack. But let's give the snake the benefit of the doubt and say it does. Now we hit the anaconda's biggest hurdle, the sheer size of the rhino. An anaconda wins by coiling around its victim's body. A full-grown rhino is just too big, too wide, too massive for even the largest anaconda to wrap around effectively. Might get a coil around a leg or maybe the neck. But it won't have the leverage to apply that crushing force to the rhino's enormous torso. The rhino weighs more than 10 times what the snake does. So what about the rhino's attack? Well, it pretty much just needs one move. Single charge, a stomp, or a jab with that horn would be game over for the anaconda. The snake has no armor and is completely vulnerable to the rhino's massive weight. Even if the fight happens in the water, the anaconda's home turf. The rhino is still powerful enough to just walk away, dragging the snake along, or simply crush it in the shallows. So, the scientific verdict? It's pretty clear. This is a total mismatch. Realistically, there's just no way an anaconda could take down a healthy adult rhino. But science is one thing. What if we imagine this as a movie? Picture this: a flooded jungle clearing. A lone rhino, thirsty, carefully walks to the edge of the murky water. But it's not alone. Something huge is waiting just beneath the surface. Suddenly, the water explodes. A legendary anaconda lunges out, sinking its fangs into the rhino's shoulder. The rhino roars in shock and anger, shaking its head, but the snake is latched on. Its powerful body is already moving, trying to coil. It throws a thick loop around one of the rhino's front legs, pulling, trying to drag the giant off balance. For a second, the rhino actually stumbles, its incredible strength is being tested. But then, pure instinct kicks in. With a massive surge of power, the rhino drives forward, away from the water, dragging the 500-pound snake like it's a piece of rope. The anaconda is now completely out of its element, desperately trying to get a better grip, to wrap its coils around that massive neck. But it's too late. The rhino bucks and stomps, its incredible weight coming down with bone-shattering force as the anaconda's grip is broken. In one final decisive move, the rhino turns, its horn ready. The battle is over in a flash. So as our simulation shows, even in a fantasy fight, the rhino's size, raw power, and armor are just too much to handle. The anaconda is an absolutely terrifying predator in its world. but against a living tank like the Rhino, it's just out of its weight class. In this epic showdown, the Rhino comes out on top. But what do you think? Do you agree with our call? Can you think of any scenario where the Anaconda could actually pull off a win? Let us know what you think in the comments. If you love seeing epic animal matchups, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching.